What's going on, YouTube? You're tuned into the No Level Cap podcast. This week, we're checking in on our 2026 Fantasy Critic draft. Who's in the lead and who's lagging behind? Let's find out.
Yo, welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast, where we cover all things anime, all things gaming, and all things nerd culture with none of the BS. I am your host, Sage Ashford. These are my co-hosts, Devin Butts, Rajhkeem Beck, and Terance Flowers. This week, like Terance said, we cover the Fantasy Critic, do our mid-year check-in, where I am getting obliterated. My God. Fuck it. Let's just go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores so far. So far, we got our one of our co-hosts is out right now. Will Coleman, he is far in the lead. Well, not far actually. Keem and him are kind of neck and neck. Belmont Upholstery and Gaming, Backlog Billiam with 103 points, 103.62 points. Coming in second place is Keem, Team Deck Domination, 100 points, second place firmly. And then way back at the back is me, the Free Gaming Alliance, 44.21 points, third place. Not too far behind me, Devin, Crunchy Orange Juice, Expedition 67, 43.64 points in fourth place. And right at the back, our gracious videographer, Terance Flowers, T.O. The Flow, So Motive B Studios, 42.54 points, coming in fifth place. Man, we're all getting cooked. Everybody, the only people that are doing well are Will and Keem. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to let y'all talk about Will's list. I talk so much shit when I'm winning. I am getting my ass kicked. I need to shut the fuck up.
Well, the big thing with Will, probably like the biggest advantage that he has right now, is that if you scroll on down, you'll see that his counter pick was Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which Devin picked. That game isn't coming out. We discovered is not coming out until next year. So because he counter picked it, Devin gets no points for that, and he doesn't take any point loss for the counter pick. So that is a huge advantage right there in and of itself.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you go ahead.
It's interesting because like I thought I was gonna have the best counter pick, and until my game was like you thought. There is one caveat though. I mean, Keem and Will do have the most games released, so it's not equally skewed because me and Sage only got 5 released and Terance has 4. So it's not like we all got the same amount released and we getting whooped. It's just that a lot of our games still haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
So that's like, I mean, that's still far in the lead, but I mean, Will, he's got 2 low 70s, but I think for the most part he kind of like stabilized after that. Like his lowest from that is like an 81 on up. So even though Romeo was dead, scored pretty low, and Fatal Frame, it didn't really hurt him too bad. And I mean, looking at his list, I think he at least has, I would say, probably 1 or 2 more that I think is going to score pretty high. I think all these might do decent, but like probably Castlevania, Silent Hill, and maybe Dish Attack are probably 3 I'm looking at might do the best out of the ones he has left that he has drafted so far. He picked some good ones. Like if I could have had my way, I would have had all the Capcom games, but that's just not how it goes because you know, those people everybody's gonna try to get those. So, you know, I think I had one, Terance had one, and Will had Pragmata. So he got Forza, did all of it. So he's doing really well. Quite well. And yeah, big old goose egg down there from my game that won't be releasing this year. So just call me Squidward because I'm looking out at the top floor of my house at everybody else playing. So y'all have fun.
Well, one thing you mentioned Capcom, Will also had Monster Hunter, which did very well.
That's right. He had 2. That's right.
Yeah, he had Monster Hunter and Pragmata. So Yeah, two
There you
really
go.
good picks. Like, yeah, overall, like Will had some really good picks. That Coffee Talk Tokyo game that did well. The only two that didn't do too well, which Romeo is a dead man. I mean, when we did the draft, we talked about how that
Suda
game was
51,
probably
yeah.
not going to do that well
Yeah.
just because Suda 51, high scoring games, that's just not his thing. He's known
Never
for
been
quirky
that, though.
games that they'll find their audience and people will love them, but critically, they're just not going to be viewed that high. It's just, it is what it is.
He takes that one Kojima quote to the extreme. I don't know if y'all have seen this quote. Right before Death Stranding 2 came out, this quote got out of Kojima where he was talking about like, man, I had a problem with this game. Like everyone I talk to, they like it.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that. I need to add some elements in there that disagree with some people so that I can get more polarizing opinions. Like I want it to make people feel something. I don't want it to just be like everybody says it's an amazing game.
That was from IGN, wasn't it?
I forget where the quote was from, but it was a
that.
wild quote.
I do remember that.
Fuck?
That is
Yeah,
a man with a
51.
creative vision that he will not stray from.
Suda 51 is like that to the extreme where he's just like, the games I make, they for a specific brand of people. If you like it, you're going to love it. If you don't like it, you're going to be like, hey, man, I don't know what he's getting into over here. So,
Yeah.
I want to say Will did a great job of like varying his style of game this time. I think there's a good range of games here from Forza, Mouse PI, Sorrows, big name games, but all different genres. I think sometimes when we do this Fantasy Critic, we can kind of get stuck on either one company or one genre and try to focus on that. But sometimes it's good to have a variety of eyes on things. A lot of the highest reviewed games in a year are very different from each other. Like Mugenics is a strategy RPG, and Me and the Hollower is a Castlevania Zelda style game. Those are very drastically different types of games. So I think his strategy of kind of trying different things, there's a lot of these IPs he does fuck with, so that does make sense. But there's a lot of range in the style of game here. I think it worked out for him.
And he still has one more spot, so can fill that with something. And Densha Attack, that comes out. We're recording this on a Saturday. It comes out next week, so it'll be interesting to see how that scores.
Yeah.
I
was hoping that
you got
270s.
Oh, he must have gotten pushed.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this month. Oh, okay. Huh.
What were you about to say, Devin?
Nah, I was just saying, man, I was banking on Tomb Raider to be like, you know what, Will's in the lead, but he got those two low 70s. So if I can get a good counter pick with this game, I'm like, I might. And then it was like, oh, really? It ain't that way. It's the other way.
It's the other way. You wanted it to be
the other way.
But it's the other way.
It's the other way.
It's funny because had that game actually come out, I think he'd be in trouble because that game does look very good. It's just their original plan of that coming out this year just didn't fall through. So
I've heard varying things about it. I heard some people say that the collision detection is kind of off and like the controls are a little wonky. And
I've heard Tomb Raider.
It does sound like old Tomb Raider. I've heard some people say that they enjoyed what they played. I heard some people say they were a little concerned. And so it might be one of those situations where the delay is probably the best thing for it. They get a little more time. Then maybe they get an extra 5 or 6 months to work on the game. That might be the best thing for it to turn out to be a great game. So
yeah.
All right, next up is Keen.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and go down the list, bro.
So I did okay. I think the last couple ones, I fucking hate how First Light is going down just because of literally just reviews. I will say, like, my strategy early on was like to focus on like the indie darlings a little bit. So like Me and the Hollower was one I knew, like Vampire Claws one I knew, like their previous games were some of the greatest review games or like lauded games of all time. So it's probably a good fit to try those. Man, I don't know. I thought Vampire Claws would get a little higher. 84 is not bad, but I'm like, these guys make good games. So I was okay with 84. I think it was lower at first and kind of tracked up a little bit. So I'm okay with that. Dragon Quest Reimagined, I actually expected more out of that one. I thought that was going to be like a big like sleeper hit.
I think it's from the era when Dragon Quest was a very stripped down, more simplistic game, and but it's so long. And so like if it were a stripped down simplistic game that was much shorter, if it was like half the length, I could see that, but instead it's kind of a longer game and apparently like the difficulty isn't very high in this remade version, and so it feels like baby's first RPG. And as a result, like you get an 83 because it is very polished, and there's technically nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing that makes it excel.
Right. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I haven't played it yet. I will at some point. The biggest disappointment was Yakuza 3. I should have, as soon as all that negativity came out around it, I should have dropped that game like a bag of potatoes. But I was like, damn, it's 2 games in 1. I mean, how can you beat that? That's ridiculous value. The folks are like, we do not care. The reviews for that were like, this is some of the lowest reviews Yakuza's gotten in a long time. So like,
they got to tighten up.
They got
and what was it last year?
The pirate game, right?
Oh, the pirate
game was decently received, but everybody was like, really? Like it just
really
felt so weird.
Yeah.
Especially because it was a modern modern day pirate game instead of being like something set in the 1700s, just like a weird little offshoot thing. So that one was like, it's okay, but not beloved. And then Yakuza Kiwami 3 comes out. It's not a very beloved game in the first place. The remake is like, we're not going to top that. We're going to make the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Piss people off with the sexual harassment dude that they got. And then when people were like, hey, man, why'd you get this guy? I was like, well, he's kind of a creep and he's playing a creepy role. It's like, no, that's not how real life works. That's not how casting works. What are you doing? And now, like, Stranger Than Heaven, man, they put Tupac in that bitch, man. That motherfucker, that game better be good.
That game better be ridiculous.
I will say that they recently, Game Informer had an interview where it looks like they did get the approval of the family for Tupac. So it looks like they did everything that they could to appease both the family and the estate. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, it might pan out.
They
okay
really
for 'em.
did, because I mean, its translations can be wonky. Maybe they set the estate in it, and maybe, I don't know. But if they really did get the approval of Tupac's family, I still don't like it. But because I mean, like, he's dead, like, let the dead rest. But I mean, like, that's the closest you're gonna get. I don't feel as grossed out by it as I did when I first saw it. So
I know other people also been making the argument about you got other dead people that they've been using. So.
Yeah, actually, I saw another interview. Yeah, I saw another interview with, like, they talked directly, say, actually, like, this is a very common thing in Japan to use posthumous people in, like, media. Like, this is not an uncommon thing for us. So I was actually surprised to hear backlash about it.
Yeah, the guy that's playing Musashi, he's deceased. But I think he had like he played Musashi. I think his likeness was used in the show. Yeah. I'm sorry, Onimusha. Right. I think his likeness was also used in the show, which unfortunately wasn't that great. The Netflix show.
Oh, so it's the same actor in both?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah,
I think he had terrible. He had like a production studio or something. I think either his son or somebody runs it now. And from my understanding, they actually did give permission. So he's like, hey, he's been, he was in the show. He's been playing Musashi and other stuff. So like, just go ahead and use his likeness. So
it's like the same with
go ahead.
The other actor that's in Stranger Than Heaven, Bunta Sugawara, who is like a Japanese, but he's like closely tied to like Yakuza film. And so it's like, okay, yeah, well, it kind of makes sense to have in like a Yakuza game. And then they did in that particular instance, they did apparently get approval from the family. So if they did the same with Tupac, I mean, I guess I get it, but I'm also just like, I don't know.
It wasn't
necessary.
I'm
gonna have to see what the writing is.
Yeah, that matters more. How did they write the character and how is the character portrayed? I think that matters the most at the end of the day. But to move on, very proud of Neo 3. Neo 3 turned out to be one of the biggest, best games I played this year and highly reviewed Neo game. So I think it was a slam dunk. I was very glad I chose that game. I enjoyed it myself. I still need to finish it. I played a good maybe 40 hours of it. And I enjoyed it, but I still haven't finished it. It's a massive game. I took a swing on Marathon. Some of the stuff I saw from Marathon I actually liked. And you know what? An 81 is a decent one because there was a lot of negativity around that game. But I was like, what I see looks solid. I don't see anything that's like systems-wise wrong. It just depends on how people receive it. So I think at 81, I'm not too mad about that. Meet on the Hollywood, let's talk about it, boy. I've been waiting on this for you. Anybody who has watched this podcast. If you've never watched this podcast, hear me now. I have drafted this game like every year for like 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I've been waiting on this game for so long. And to get it, and it's so good, reviewed good. Studio did well. It's everything I could have asked for. It's hard as hell. It's a hard game, but it's everything I could have asked for. I'm loving the game. I'm loving the style of the game. I'm glad that the vision that they tried to impart, it seemed like they nailed everything they tried to do. I'm so happy about me and the Hollower. And it actually turned to be a really good game. And it saved my ass. Cause I feel like this game in 007 saved my ass because I was looking kind of shaky in these streets.
Also
boy.
helped
Man.
the studio. Like it turns out to be a massive hit. So
yeah. No,
game was phenomenal.
I'll be honest with you. Well, go ahead, Terance.
Well, I'll let you go first because I got something to say.
I'll be honest with you. I think this is game of year contender for real.
Oh no,
like
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right now it's the highest scoring game, so yeah, it's going to be one.
Yeah, I think it's a game of the year. It's definitely gonna be indie game of the year. It ain't Eugenics gonna be fighting each other. Ironically, they're both on sale as a bundle right now.
That's nice. I think Resident Evil 9.
Yeah.
I think 00. I mean, of course, it depends on how the rest of the year shakes out, obviously. But just where we are right now, it's looking
007
like
could be up there.
Mina the Hollower, 007 could potentially be Resident Evil 9. Possibly Mugenics. I feel like they're only going to let like one big indie go in, and I think Mina is probably going to be the one that'll be the indie darling out of the indie ones for Game of the Year. There's some others, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, I think those are like the runnings for Game of the Year. What I was going to say is, funny enough, Rajhkeem, since you didn't draft this initially, like in our first draft at the beginning of the year, and you didn't draft it, I think, until like the release date got announced or like close enough to it, there was a period where I thought about drafting it where I was like, I know this game will come out this year. They kind of have no choice because they need it to come out this year. So I was like, I know it will do well enough that it will be worth drafting regardless. And I thought about it. I was like, I'm going to just throw in that $1 and I'm going to get it. But part of me was like, you know what? This is Rajhkeem's game. I'm not.
Bro, I appreciate you. That's my highest scoring game.
I definitely thought about it.
I appreciate you. When I say I needed them points bad, but I was looking shaky, boy. I was looking like, I don't know if I can catch up, man. This is rough. And then the last game I chose, Grime 2. That was another one. Like Grime 1 performed extremely well, so I expect the sequel to do better. It actually did a little bit worse, I think, than Grime 1 did, review wise. But A2 is pretty solid, so I can't complain too much about that. And then the rest of the year, I still got some blanks. There's some stuff I actually put in after the game awards this year. It probably won't come in until tomorrow, I'm assuming, because Sunday, I believe, is the date when like you put the new ones in.
Oh, you mean Summer Games Fest?
Probably, some stuff from Summer Games Fest. I uploaded in there, and we'll see about Dust Bloods. I might have to drop that sucker. I might have to drop that sucker. I'm sorry, FromSoft, but it's almost July. And that trailer did not give me any confidence. Like, we got a beta test. Like that ain't enough, bro. It's been a year. What's going on?
A release date.
Yeah, they tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reanimal. I literally counterpicked this because I forgot what the game was. I thought it was a completely different game. I thought it was that game with the animals with that like in the zoo. They got that turned to monsters. It's a completely different game.
Zootopia.
Zoocosis or something like that.
Zootopia, I believe. Am I tripping?
Oh, Zootopia?
No, not. Well, that's the movie.
Disney movie. Hold on,
What's it called?
Zoocosis is, I think, what he's talking about.
Oh.
See how easy.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. This man said Zootopia.
See how easy it is.
Kids go in and see that, man. They might be in trouble.
Hey, this was zoo in there somewhere. Some animals. And
yeah.
And they get that giraffe with the alien mouth.
The alien come out. That's messed up, man. Overall, I am not too upset. I mean, I feel like I was just kind of meandering in the middle, like some high scores, some mediocre scores, and then the last two games, me and the Hollow in first like came through and said, "We got your back, big dog. We got your back," and I appreciate them. They hit me up.
All right, now that we've gotten the winner out of the way, let's talk about some of these fucking losers. I am also one of the fucking losers, just so we were clear about this. Devin, let's get started, man. What's going on, man? You got 44 points. You clocking in right now. What happened, man? What's going on?
How do I say goodbye? I don't know, man. I just well, I don't know, man. I picked Grand Theft Auto, and I'm hoping I'm still skeptical. I'm like, man, we ain't seen none yet. I would assume we see something soon. I'm
I
like,
am surprised that we haven't seen anything of GTA 6.
Yeah,
Like, I would have thought
the
they would
month,
show up
right?
in May.
Yeah.
And if not May, I guess maybe next month. Like, I don't know.
Watch them show up
that's
like
why I'm-
September, like in the middle of the month, and be like,
Weird.
GTA is coming out in a month and a half. Get ready.
They are still doubling down on the release date, though. Last time I checked, which was not that long ago, they were like, yeah, this game's coming out this year. So
knowing Rockstar, they'll be like, "Are we gonna release a trailer before the game come out? All right, come out tomorrow, y'all. Be ready." And oddly enough,
And it
people
would
would buy
still
it.
sell.
It would still sell.
Yeah.
It's just like Beyonce. Beyonce, I got an album. All right, bet. Be there. So yeah, I'm like 50-50 on this game. Like, if this game get pushed back again, I'm just like, because I mean, I already don't care about GTA. I literally only have it because it's supposed to be the second coming of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Because everybody's waiting on this game. It's gonna make 20 billion zenny. Everybody's gonna buy a PS4 5 Pro for it. So this game better score all of it. It better get 10s across the board. This everybody like, man, GTA ain't no games to play. Ain't nothing to play, man. I'm only game coming out I wanted GTA 6. This game better score all of it. That's all I know. Next game, Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. When I saw that initial trailer at Game Awards, I'm like, this looks dope. I do like Tomb Raider. I kind of like the old ones more because just like the platformer vibe that it had, like the more explorative vibes. So this one coming back to like an older remake, a remake of an older game, I thought was pretty cool, and it looked dope. But they said it looks dope, but you'll play that next year, sir. So that was counterpicked, so I just lost points, and I got a big old goose egg. So like I said, just call me Squidward because I'm at the top of my house looking outside the window at SpongeBob and Patrick play, and I'm just sitting up here being a loser. All right, so Ontos, I picked that one because it's by the creators of Soma. That was a pretty well-received game. This trailer looked pretty good. Really hadn't seen much more on it, though, I feel like, from that initial reveal trailer.
Yeah.
But it did look pretty good, so I'm kind of, tossing that in there. Like, this might be decent. I played Soma. It was a pretty solid game, some pretty good vibes. Threads of Time, that trailer, the initial trailer was phenomenal. And it was like saying supposed to come out this year. So I was like, I'm a draft this because this looks like it's gonna be the next indie like big hit. And I don't know if it's coming out this year because we actually saw this at was it the Future Game Showcase, I believe?
Yeah,
like
it was.
after
Yes.
Yeah, it was like the
Yeah, it
first
was the
game
little-
at the end of it.
and they showed
and
it.
that was when I lost faith because I was like, ain't this about a bitch? Like, they showed it and had no release date, no nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean the gameplay trailer I believe was most of the same that we've seen. And then I saw it was two guys predominantly working. I'm like, yeah. I mean, but I can't get mad at it. If it's two guys doing something that looks that good, you know what? Take all the time you need because the game looks phenomenal. So I'd rather it be a good game and just be rushed. But I would have liked to have it on my Fantasy Critic for this year. So we'll see. There's still time. So maybe they'll have a release date. Who knows? Also, I want to go back and say I actually dropped some games. Like I don't know. It's like the Fantasy Critic guys are like, you will not have anything, sir. I had Slate Aspire 2, the game that just did all of it this year, and it was like early access. And I'm just like, brother, at this point, I feel like they ought to be like, just if it's early access, it don't matter, just draft it. Because it's like everything is coming to early access. Two of my games that I originally had went to early access. Alabaster Dawn also went to early access. Another phenomenal indie game that honestly, if had a fully released this year, I feel like would have been another game of the year contender. But it's just like, no, sir, you can't have nice things. Early access, get to the back of the line, pick something else, you scrub. And I said, okay, I will.
To be fair,
so
I guess I think I could logically see why early access wouldn't be allowed because it's like it's still technically in the testing phase,
development, yeah.
Whereas you're not at the final product, and actually that's a very good reason why, because you may review it at like the earliest point of early access, and by the time early access is done, the game is totally different and way better, and like the review score from before doesn't reflect what it is now.
Wicked both times, so yeah.
So
that definitely is a thing.
I can see the
Yeah.
argument for not allowing early access. I'll put it that way. But I do see your point too.
Yeah,
That a lot
'cause
of
it's just
more
like- but
games
it's
are
like-
going into it.
But it wasn't even like said until like super close to the game. I was like, wait, I thought this was not early access. All of a sudden, early access. I'm like, if I had known this, I might not even drafted it. So that was
Yeah.
kind of my frustration.
Yeah.
It's just like, why the two games that were like phenomenal for me was like, yep, early access, just out of nowhere. Just Randy Orton me with the hey, early access out of nowhere. I'm like, all right, okay. What else is gonna be early access on my is GTA 6 gonna be early access? Did I
Kind of, because I imagine it's gonna launch without GTA Online. So
It
Oh
will,
yeah.
probably.
Day the Diver, that's been a game that's like usually done pretty good for itself. So I was like, you know what? I think I'll take my chances on this. It's always been a game I've been interested to play. It looks pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? Come on, Day the Diver. I need something, brother. It's actually a couple of fighting games that's coming out this year. Unfortunately, I got the worst one that's probably we had in like a couple of years, and I had one that I actually had that I really believed in is Avatar Legends. Like some people were like when the game was first out, this looks like a Cartoon Network game. I'm like, I don't know what y'all looking at, but it does not look like that. This game looks well animated. It looks like it's a lot of fun, and everybody who's played it has said the same thing. And as it get closer to release, everybody's hyped for it. $30 price tag. We haven't had a lot of Avatar games, especially we haven't even had a good Avatar game ever, which is crazy to me. We've never had an actual good Avatar game. As good as that show is and the IP is, we just had to release in Magic the Gathering. So it's like it's time for Avatar to get some love in terms of a video game. So I think that one's going to do pretty well. Again, I just mentioned Sacrifice. I'm not sure about that one. They were saying it was supposed to have a demo or something in January, and we're in June. So I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see. The game looks dope. Like I want to play it, but it's just like, Screamer, a little upset at that one just because I feel like some reviews were maybe, I don't know. I feel like some reviews were weighted a little differently and they were complaining about things. And I'm like, okay, this sounds more like a personal issue than the game actually being a problem. I feel like an 80-81 is a score that I would have personally given Screamer that I think is like a score that's deserving of it. It's a really solid racing game. The story mode is, I kind of wish there was more CG cutscenes. It's mostly just like a visual novel, how they do it. But it's a really solid racing experience. But I guess, maybe this is a foretelling. I got 3 sevens across, so maybe I'll get lucky the rest of this Fantasy Critic. Maybe that's a foreshadowing. Actually, I got 2 of them. I got 3 777s. So I'm some Final Fantasy 7 stuff going on. I don't know. And Yoshi, I picked this one kind of late. Well, actually, I skipped one. Star Wars. That's supposed to be, I don't know if they mentioned like a beta or something for that, but this game looks phenomenal. It's from some creators of Burnout, so I'm like, I've been looking for that type of experience, even though Screamer was a little bit of that. So I'm hoping that does well. Will obviously has like the premier racing game, so he picked the best one. I don't think Star Wars Galactic Race is gonna score that high, but hopefully like mid 80s. It will be. I mean, I can see it though, because like Star Wars is a really popular IP, and these racer games that were loved back in the day. So hopefully, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I picked that one kind of late because I was like, I'm gonna try to bet on the Nintendo power, the Nintendo mysticism and wonder. I was like, maybe I can get something decent. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not mad with the 80. With Yoshi, I think it went up like a point or two. Now, the game that I should have stuck with my guns and kept this piece of trash off my list, but I was like, I kept looking at it, man, it looks better. It might be decent. And yep, should have stuck with my guns. To be honest, the real score probably is like a 70. So I kind of got off, scot-free a little bit. Maybe 69 area. But
Man,
yeah, this game
he
is
did not like this game.
at all.
And it's like I put all my bets into Avatar, and that's all I had on my list first. I'm like, man, Invincible might do decent. It's from some creators of KI. I'm like, this might be decent. Nope. So I can't really get too mad because, like I said, I'm actually getting away with getting a 77 because it's not a 77. It's like, to me, the highest that I would give it is like a 72, like the absolute highest. But hey, what can you do? Sometimes you get a game that you kind of believe in, just don't do that well. That's just how it goes. Zero parades for death spies. Brother, when I tell you, I don't know if I ever seen a score drop so low,
man,
in my life. Like, I'm like, finally, I get something. And it was like, you thought again, sir. 91 to an 83. I'm like, what? What
it
is
was a
going on?
91
Yes,
at
it
first?
was,
Yeah, it was up
it
there.
was like
92.
with 15 reviews or 20, something like that. And then
Still.
when more of them came in, it then just dropped down from
That's
there.
not normal.
Man.
I think, well,
Man,
to be fair, with not Fantasy Critic, but with Open Critic, I have noticed that sometimes like those smaller reviews, when they come in, like it'll kind of pan it up a little bit more. And then when you get like the bigger review outlets come in and those scores, or if they're like on the lower side, then it just kind of
They're like
chips at it away from there.
Yeah. But usually it drops like 2 or 3 points, not 10.
That
I don't
PC
know.
Gamer review came in at a 66. Said, "Hey, cut that shit out."
Damn.
I don't know, man. Like I played the demo. It's not quite my cup of tea. I can see the allure for it. And I mean, with a Disco Elysium score like a 94, so I'm like, I'll take that chance that this next game I do well. Again, an 83 is not a terrible score, but I was just hoping for that 90 because I hadn't got an 85 yet. So like my highest score is the 83. So I was hoping to at least get like a 90 to kind of like, okay, all right, we got 190 that's gonna kind of balance stuff out. But again, I know that studio has some issues with like some of the upper management and how things were going. That could have played a role into it. I personally feel like if I had to review the game, I don't know if I would have included. I'm like, look, I'm going to mention, hey, I don't rock with what they're doing, but if it's a good game, I'm gonna say hey, it's a good game. I wouldn't deduct their score just because those things are going on. I would mention it and say, hey, there's a caveat here. This is a good game, but y'all need to treat y'all people that's making these games right. Reanimal, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting at least an 85 on this one. Because looking at this score, it's dropped. And I'm like, man, this wasn't too high from Little Nightmares 3.
Yeah, they
And I got burned on that
kind of
one.
ended up along the same line as each other.
And I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
man, like I don't know. But I mean, a lot of the games on this list are games that I was actually hyped for, that I want to play. So that's when you kind of mix that into trying to get like the games that you think will score high. Sometimes it just don't work out in your favor. I played Scream. I put a lot of time into it, and I think it's a phenomenal game. But I think it's definitely at least 4 points above a 77. But hey, everybody doesn't have the same opinions on that type of stuff. Now, with Romeo's Dead Man, I was like, you know what? If it's one game I'm gonna counter pick, it's gonna be this, because Suda's 51, their games have never been super high scoring games. They have been beloved, like Killer 7 is a beloved game, but it wasn't like a super high scoring game. And I was like,
Right.
looking at this, it looks like it could be a fun experience and a good time, but I don't think it's gonna be something groundbreaking, like no game of the year contender. So I'm like, I'll take my chances. And at a point, I was like, I might skate away with the best counter pick. And then Will was like, you thought your day has come, crunchy orange juice.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's my list. I'm hoping that we can balance out some things. I think the next game I got coming out is Dave the
You got a
Diver.
lot of games.
Yeah,
coming
Dave
out,
the
bro,
Diver
so
comes
you-
out this week. Yeah.
Again, that's one of the bonuses. Like I mentioned earlier, like me, Sage, and Terance, we still have a good bit of games left. So our scores are low, but Keem and Will have like 3 or so games over us. So they just have more games out now. So it's not like we got 8 games released and then, man, y'all got some. If we had 8 games released and we was in the 40s, yeah, we wrap. It'd be
a wrap.
It is a wrap at that point.
It'd be over.
You would have
bro.
to have every
Retired.
last game of yours get a 90 or something. So yeah, but we still have games coming out. It's just that they have had really good games come out and they have more games out so far. So we'll see.
I will say at least your counter pick being so low in points, you don't have to
That did
worry
help
about
me.
that. So it really just depends on what games you draft from here on out and how they pan out.
Terance is rubbing it in because he know me and him both got the worst counter picks possible. Well,
I'm just saying, like, hey, and like honestly, if Devin hadn't draft counterpicked Romeo is a Dead Man, I would have gotten it because that was for sure my plan.
Yeah, he did.
I'm pretty
he did
sure I had
mention
the
it.
last counter pick, and by that point,
Mhm.
all the good counter picks were gone. And so it's like, all right, well, I will pick something, and I picked the wrong thing. But we'll get into that. Next up, another one of the losers right now,
I'm the loser actually because I'm in last place.
You are in last place, but you do have some.
Oh, you got some
games,
heat.
so.
You got some heat coming.
Yeah, you
Don't
got
worry
some heat
about it.
coming. So,
Oh
Shit,
yeah.
I'm
All right,
looking at this
Terrence.
list. You got some heat.
yeah, oh yeah, he gonna be all right. All right, Terrence, break it down for us, man.
All right, so this loser, yeah, this list, no, but in all seriousness, though, I do know that there's some things coming down the line that just haven't, because they haven't come out yet, is not reflected on my score. Like I have the least amount of games that have come out so far. We have Resident Evil, Mugenics, Mio, and down there is Replaced. I'll just start from the top of the list first. So Resident Evil Requiem. That game did very well as expected. I knew that making that my first draft pick, like that was going to be a smart choice. Capcom has just been knocking it out of the park with Resident Evil this decade. Like every game other than Resident Evil 3 Remake has done very well. And even Resident Evil 3 Remake, that one was like 77, something like that. It was on the higher end of 70s. That one was not because of like a lack of a polish, but there's content that, to my understanding, there's content from the original that they didn't put in there, and to like pad out the game. And as a result, the game is very short. Like you can beat it in like 8 to 10 hours. I think even less than that. But yeah, Resident Evil Requiem did very well, and I'm happy for that one. Control Resonant, that hasn't come out yet, but that game, when it comes out, I think it will do very well. Man, Remedy has been pushing the hell out of it from all the stuff that they've been releasing on the YouTube channel, all the promotion they've been doing.
Every showcase.
Yeah, at all the
if
gaming
somebody
showcases.
says, man, I ain't see it, I ain't know it existed, then they ain't tapped in. Ain't no way.
No, you ain't tapping at all if you don't know anything about it. And I can understand why. It's not like Control 1 did like amazingly well sales-wise. And with this being a sequel, they're really trying to push it as like, hey, you don't have to play the first game. You can just jump right into it. I feel like it's also trying to tap into like that Devil May Cry audience, into like the action RPG people. They want this game to work, because I feel like if this game doesn't do well, it might not be a good sign for the future of the studio. You know, we'll see. Marvel's Wolverine, we just saw that at the most recent State of Play. I think that game will do well. I think it looks good so far. We'll have to see combat-wise, like where's the depth with it. That's probably my only concern is from what we saw there. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but I'm curious, like, what's the ceiling to it? Like, are there, like, extended combos you can do? Is there, like, different styles and techniques, different ways to play, etc.? They showed a little bit of stealth that you can do, so I'm wondering if that comes into play as well. But, yeah, we'll see when that comes out in September how it does. Persona 4 Revival, that's not coming out this year. I did take a bet on that one when we did our initial draft. I was like, either that game comes out this year or it is a 2027 game. I was betting more on the lines of it coming out this year because this is a big anniversary year for the Persona series, and I just figured they would have something, but turns out that's not the case. Like neither it or Persona 6. I mean, they did their announcements, but there's no game that's coming from them this year other than
the current rumor.
What's the current rumor?
That both of them are coming out next year.
That'd be crazy if they did that.
Right? Both like 2027, like early 2027, because Persona 4 Revival is like confirmed February, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then like supposedly Persona 6 will be late 2027. I'm like, man, if that happens,
if we see Persona 6 at the Game Awards, there's some smoke to that fire.
Absolutely.
That'd be very interesting. Be very interesting if they go about it that way. But yeah, when that game comes out, it will do very well, but it just isn't coming out this year, so I'll have to replace it with something else. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. That game, I know when it was initially announced, there was a lot of hype for it. Then when the betas came out, there were people talking about like, it's lacking sauce. Like, I don't know too much. I don't know about this game if it's going to do that well. Well, ArcSys, they decided to go back to the lab and polish some things. And with every announcement trailer that has come out this year, they've been firing on all cylinders. And arguably their most recent trailer with Magneto, Carnage, and who's the other character?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Yeah, with those three, like that was arguably the best trailer that they released so far. People are looking forward to the next one, which I assume will be at Evo. That just makes sense to me. But yeah, I think that this game is going to shape up very well. I believe the last, Guilty Gear Strive, when that came out, it was like in the 80s. I think it was like mid 80s or something like that when it came out. I think this game could fall along those same lines, maybe like a good 87, 88. I mean, if it has a really good story mode and other stuff outside of just fighting, then it could score even higher. But I could see it falling into like that line, like the high 80s. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Hollow Knight Silk Song, the Sea of Sorrow. This one is up in the air. This is one of those where Team Cherry could drop this anytime they want. They did that with Silk Song. They said, hey, this game is coming out in like 2 weeks. It had everybody scrambling. It was pretty much the GTA of indies. If I'm a betting man, I think they're going to drop this on the release anniversary of Silk Song. Like the date that Silk Song came out last year, I could see them releasing that at the same time. It falls on like a Friday.
I like that.
Because I think Silk Song came out on like September 14th or something along those lines. And I think that same date falls on a Friday this year. I could see them doing it. So we'll see. This is what I'm going to kind of like hang on to, but after maybe like mid-September, like maybe like the end of August, if I haven't heard anything, I'm just probably going to have to let it go because can't be holding on to games that long because at that point, all release dates are pretty much been announced.
You know, September is always like the mini E3 lately. Because Sony and Nintendo will always drop like their last little fall state of play and direct. So that's I would agree with you. That's the last chance because it's just like, okay, if it's not there, then it's probably not coming out this year. And it's like, okay, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah. And with the bloodbath that fall is right now, I don't know. Like I'll get into that later on here. Mugenics, that did as well as I expected. I kept seeing the early previews of that game being like, this game is so kooky, but it's so good. And I think it was like GameSpot or IGN where one of their previews of it literally said, I played Mugenics and I cannot wait to play more or something along those lines. And when I started seeing buzz like that, I was like, okay, I think this game is going to knock it out of the park. That and the pedigree of the devs that worked on it, I figured that they were going to do a good job with it. Mio, I'll admit, if I had to do this all over again, I wouldn't have drafted Mio. 83 isn't a bad score, but it's one of those games where I wasn't sure if it was going to do well or if it was going to do like really well. Like, I didn't know if it would be just okay or if it would be great. It like art style, it looks fantastic, and then the music was really good. But admittedly, like looking at the combat at the time that I drafted, I was like, maybe there's more that they'll add to it later on, but I guess that wasn't the case, and that's why it kind of lands where it is. What'd you say?
Yeah. I said, turns out, no, nothing.
Yeah. I like I said, 83 isn't a bad score at all, so it is a good game, but I think I kind of rushed to draft that one, to be honest. I just wanted a game. I wanted to put something on the board like early in like January, February, and that was what I thought was one of the better games out of that time. So that's the reason why.
Yeah.
The Eternal Life of Goldman, I'm not so sure that game is going to come out this year anymore. They had that demo and the reception to it was fantastic. It got a lot of people talking about it, but with everything that's coming out the rest of this year and the fact that we haven't heard anything about it, we haven't seen it, I just don't know anymore. We'll see. I'll still sit on it, but I'm just not so sure of that coming out like that. I believe THQ will probably have an event in August like they had last year, and so that will be the time to hear about it. But I don't know, man. With everything that's going on in September and October, and of course everybody's staying away from November and December, I just don't really have as much faith in that one coming out this year. But time will tell. Orbitals, that comes out now early in September. I'm looking forward to that one. I think that will do well. I don't know about it being like a high scoring game, like up in the 90s or anything like that, but I think I could see it getting like a solid like 85 or something along those lines. It's also a cheaper game. I believe it's the price tag for it is $40, which that's always
That's right.
a plus.
That's about right.
Yeah. At Fate's End, that's honestly along the same lines as The Eternal Life of Goldman, but I'm a little more positive on this one just because the developer for this game, they also did 33 Immortals, and they've been pushing that in terms of, I believe it came out this month. And so they've obviously been more focused on that. And now that that's out, I think they might start talking about At Fate's End again. I am surprised we didn't see it at any of the Summer Game Fest events, but it could potentially show up at like Gamescom or sometime in August. I put it this way. If we don't see it in August, I don't think it's coming out this year. And with everything else coming out, I think that's fair. You know, you want a game like that and The Eternal Life of Goldman to shine, and you don't want them to just get swamped by all the other releases that are coming out. Beast of Reincarnation, very much looking forward to that when it comes out in August. I'm confident in that one. I think that Game Freak will deliver on it. Everything that we've seen so far has been looking really good. I am surprised we didn't see that one at Summer Game Fest at all. Like you would think that they'd be kind of doing a little hype, trying to generate a little bit of hype before the release in August, but maybe they'll release a new trailer between now and then. This next one, I'm actually shocked this was not at the State of Play, and it leaves me a little concerned. Kenneth Scars of Cosmore.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one's going to come out this year anymore either. They did say it was going to be a 2026 game. What you got?
So Beast of Reincarnation, we didn't watch the whole thing. In fact, we only kind of skimmed it.
It did show up somewhere.
It was at the PC Gaming Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's where that was. But yeah, you're right about Cosmore. Go ahead.
Yeah, that one, the fact that wasn't at the State of Play, it leaves me a little concerned. Maybe they had like a September release plan for that, and now they're not.
Be another one of the people to move into what is going to become an also crowded month of February.
Oh,
Somebody
man.
got to pick January.
Look, GTA fucked all this shit up, man.
It did.
That and everybody is scared. You know what? There was a video that I saw recently where one of the YouTubers I follow, he talked about how he feels like everybody shouldn't be so scared of GTA. It's like they act like all the other prior GTAs, other games didn't come out around that time. Like we know that GTA 5 has like sold it all. What's up? I know you disagree. What's up?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's been a long time since the last GTA. Like a long time. It's been over a decade. Yeah. That's a whole different market. Like retailers were so much more important back then. The attention economy was different back then. There were fewer things grabbing at you, not just outside of games, but inside of games. And so like I can see a world in which maybe there were in the first place, there would have been fewer games anyway. And then also like you launch your game around GTA maybe a week or two before it or a week or two after it. And you're like, my game will do fine because there aren't that many other games vying for attention anyway. But now GTA and quite frankly, GTA 5, while it was big at the time, it's grown into a bigger monster than it ever was before. And so now it's become this because like, didn't it like the financials leaked out not that long ago, and it was like $500 million a day or some silly shit, like some absurd amount of money that they make off GTA.
Are you talking
Online.
about the when somebody hacked Rockstar and Rockstar was like, "Hey, release the files."
We don't give a damn. Like
you pocket watching, we don't care. We'll show you the pockets.
we don't care. And so like they when that shit came out, we found out that they were making like hundreds of millions of dollars, if not a day, if like a week or some shit like that. They're making an obscene amount of enough money to fund a AAA game every month or some shit, and it's insane. And so like now GTA 6 is this fucking juggernaut, and we like. Even the gamer, like the casual gamer, has shifted. And it used to be the casual gamer would walk into a store and they'd get, of course, they get their big, the quad stack, as we call it on the podcast. But they'd also occasionally their eyes would turn to like a random AAA title. Man, they've become more casual now. And the only thing they notice is like, hey man, Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, GTA, and then like the little sports games. And so I can kind of understand. I do think that ultimately it's the same. You're going to run into the same problem. Like trying to dodge GTA, you've now put yourself in this crosshairs of September and October, and that shit is going to be a fucking bloodbath. So you're going to be hold either way. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what the solution.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. You good. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I don't know what the answer is. Like, really, like I know that GTA at one point, you know, like games weren't afraid to release around GTA, but GTA 3, 4, and 5 feel smaller than GTA 6 is.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, you are right in that regard. I guess it feels like nobody even wants to release it like even the beginning of November. It's like GTA doesn't come out until November 19th now. It's like,
I agree with that.
Do you think that there's like folks are not willing to like buy at least like one other game between then and that point? Just like, I guess
it'd be wild. You know what'd be wild?
What?
We get to October and they get pushed back. Boy.
No, I've been saying that for the longest, that all this ducking and dodging will be hilarious if GTA gets pushed back. If it gets pushed to like February or something like that, everybody who was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to dodge GTA, I'm going to dodge November, I'll be totally fine. No. Well, guess what? Now you're fucked in February, so you're going to push your game again.
Now, in contrary to what all that shit I was talking a minute ago, if it moved to February, you just got to stay there. I'm sorry. Like, and I know that that's not how businesses work, but if you move again, you pussy. Like, you can't just be that scared. Like, you already set a date. You've already got your marketing department. Like, there's certain milestones you have to hit as a marketing department, and you just gonna be like, well, fuck all that. GTA's in February now. We got to move again. Like, no, you only get so many moves. This is it. So whatever date, like if they move again, I'm sorry, you're stuck. Unless people just don't know what your date is. So like if they were to move to say May, and right now like we don't know what's coming out May next year, it's like, okay, maybe I'll give you a little bit of leeway. But if they move to February, like you're just fucked. You just gonna have to deal with whatever it is. It's just like, hey man, we're gonna do the best we can.
Yeah.
But
back to Kenna. I'm concerned now. We didn't see it at the State of Play. We didn't see it at any other event. I don't know if that game is going to come out this year or not. We're going to have to see. I imagine the only other places it could show up are like Gamescom or the September State of Play, but by then I would think it'd be too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. And my biggest blunder would have to be, well, my second biggest blunder would have to be picking replaced. And I'm not going to lie, I'm shocked this game did not do as well as I thought it would.
Same.
I thought that game would at least be like mid-80s or like even like lower 80s, but a 77 is like, after all that time?
All the hype around it, the look of the trailer, the look of the gameplay, it gave off all the hallmarks of like a high 80s, like 88, 89, potentially like 90 type thing. And for it to come out as a 77 shocked the shit out of me.
Like that game, I think was originally supposed to come out in like 2022 or 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It got delayed multiple times for understandable reasons. Mm-hmm. The devs are Ukrainian. It makes total sense. Like I'm not going to act like, oh, the game should take priority over their lives kind of thing. No, not at all. But just, yeah, the fact after all those delays, it didn't do that well. It sucks. But the biggest blunder I made was counterpicking Monster Hunter Stories 3. And to be fair, my logic was along the same lines as the other two games, because the Monster Hunter Stories games have historically not done that well. They've been like high 70s at best. I think the first one was like low 70s, the second one like high 70s, something along those lines. This is the first console release of a Monster Hunter Story game, so I think Capcom just took it far more seriously than they ever have. That and Capcom is just on a whole other level this year. So I doubted Capcom, and I took a punishment as a result for it. And it is what it is. I will say, out of the Capcom games, if I were to counterpick one, I did the best one, because Pragmata and Resident Evil, they scored higher than that. So it would have been unfortunate to counterpick Pragmata. And I imagine Onimusha will do well too. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. My score is the lowest so far, but I am confident that some games will do well, and some others I might have to do some finagling and replace as the year goes on. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, let's get to the last fucking loser in this Fantasy Critic. Where is he? Where is he?
He's at the top.
It is I, and I am
I'm
him.
doing all that damn running. Where's that? Oh shit, that's me. Fuck. I'm at the back. I got 44 fucking points. Back there with the guys with 43 and 42. I'm as much of a loser as everybody, and I'm the biggest loser because I'm the loser that picked 007 First Light. Good God, what was I thinking? Holy shit. I can actually go ahead and tell you what I was thinking.
Bad frame rating trailers.
Super sure on the counter pick at the time, but if I remember right, I was the last person to counter pick. And so I didn't get much of a chance to do anything else. Like a lot of the other games felt like sure things. And so I was just sitting there looking, and I'm like, well, what can I pick? And this is definitely my worst counter pick in all the years that we've done this, as 007 is looking to be an early game of the year pick. And honestly, much like Terance, this is what's holding me back from being in the running at all. Because, I mean, like, that's a minus 18. It's hard to get around that. Like, and I know at the time I thought, okay, 007's first showing just looked mediocre. I thought there was a chance that they might phone it in and we might get a decent, not spectacular game that might hit in the 78 to 80 range. And I said, well, I can take a minus 8 or a minus 10. I wouldn't want to, but you at that point, I was like with 5 picks down, 4 picks through, counter picks through, and I'm the last counter pick. I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well, I got to grab something. And you're either risking, like, you don't want to grab something that ranks too high, failed. You want to grab something that ranks at like a medium minus, like something that is going to get like a 70 or something that's going to get like an 80, or you get lucky and like it just doesn't release that year. That's what Will got. Will got lucky enough to be the one person to get this ain't coming out this year. Well, actually, no, it's just Will. It's just Will. So yeah, I figured maybe the frame rate wouldn't get fixed. Maybe those car sections, that first car section they showed us was really long and kind of boring. And I thought, okay, well, maybe that they'll be kind of frequent in the game and that'll detract. And instead, they just corrected everything and knocked it out of the park. Hats off to IO Interactive. Damn, I wanted that to be like 82. God damn.
I'm so glad.
All right. Yeah, I know, right? So let's go ahead and break it down from the top as far as like the non-counter pick stuff. Trails in the Sky second chapter, I'm not concerned about that. The biggest concern I have about Trails in the Sky second chapter is as a fucking Falcom dweeb, I'm nervous for them now because at one point in the year I said, oh, well, first chapter did so well. And sometimes when a game does really well and they get another sequel behind it that also does well, that sequel gets more attention. And now it's like, nah, brother, you're in the midst of the September apocalypse, brother. You're going to die. Like, you're going to die a death. Like, it's just going to be the biggest Falcom nerds getting your shit, the biggest JRPG nerds getting your game, and that's it. Like, you may not even, just like last year, like, where I was so pissed off in that one clip where I'm, like, going off on Avowed, and I don't even hate Avowed that much, but I was just pissed because first chapter didn't get the nod that it deserved for RPG of the year. And I just like last year, like
it was crazy.
Yeah, it didn't get anything. And I'm gonna be pissed this year, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna know why. Like, because last year it didn't even get reviewed by IGN. Like first chapter, it didn't even get a review from IGN. And I complained about that online on like Reset Era. And one of the people that worked there was like, yeah, I just want to let you know, I tried to get that off, and they were like, we ain't got the room for that right now. Like the higher ups at IGN were like, we don't have the room for that. And guess what they're gonna say this year? We ain't got the room for that, brother. Too many other games coming out. So that one,
at least you got a response.
I did get an unintentional response and explanation for what happened there. And I imagine that a lot of other gaming outlets will say the same. Still, that basically means that it's going to be one of those games that winds up with like probably 20 to 40 reviews instead of like 80 reviews. And it'll probably rank around the same as first chapter, which I think got me like 20 points.
It was
either
90?
18 or 20 points,
89
somewhere in
or
there.
something like that.
Yeah, it was a 90. And I mean, like, second chapter is like the original Trails was that good, and the second game was apparently better. And if they hit the same thing this time, I'm not worried. It's going to be 20 points up. Fortune's Weave, we got a release date for that at the Nintendo Direct. It looks good. looks like a great Fire Emblem Three Houses follow-up. I mean, people love Three Houses, and so I assume that they're going to love this. I'm not too concerned about it, really. Lego Batman. All right, man. Low-key, I wanted more from this pick, but an 84 is not bad. I've played it a little bit of it myself. I do think an 84 to an 86 is about right for it. It's a very cute game. I enjoyed playing in a Lego world. I uninstalled it not too long ago because I was like, all right, I got to get focused on some of these RGRPGs catch up before some of them come out next year and this year.
Yeah.
This is 100, like the biggest criticism I have, and nobody else has this criticism. It's just me. This is 100% not Batman. Like, he's like a Saturday morning cartoon character. And if I clip this out, and if anybody says, well, what'd you expect from a Lego game? I would like to remind you that there's a Batman, the animated series that aired on Fox Kids in the 90s. Even Batman Brave and the Bold had a better Batman than this. This is not Batman. He comes off more like Chris Pratt's Star-Lord or Mario, where he kind of sucks, but he's just good enough to get the job done. The opening segments see him working with Talia, and Talia's just constantly dumping on him for being like this rich nerd that has no business training with the League of Assassins and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's cracking jokes and going along with it, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, there's no grit to this character whatsoever. And that's charming in a way, because like Batman doesn't have to always be like the gritty, grim guy. But I mean, like, he wasn't that in Brave and the Bold, but you still, when you watch Brave and the Bold, you're like, nah, that's Batman. It's a goofier world, but he's still Batman. This is like, it's a goofier world, and he's not Batman. But overall, like, I enjoyed my time with the game. I played about 5 hours of it. I probably could have gone. I do want to go back at some point, but there's just so much going on as far as like me catching up on the backlog. So, Scott Pilgrim EX. Look, man, I am happy that this got me 10 points, but honestly, after this, I am done with tribute games. Like, this is my second time trying to get that 85 to 86. Keem got that reference. Wrestling fans, if you watch AEW, you'll get that reference. No one else will get that reference. But yeah, I'm done with this. I mean, like, I've tried to get the same 85 to 86 that TMNT got, and this is my second time not getting anything close to that. And so I'm a little peeved. I'm happy for them that, they continue to make good games, solid games with like strong IPs that everybody recognizes. And I played this game myself and I loved it. Love the 16-bit vibes. Love the fact that it's open world. Get it? It's still got that arcadey feel to it. Love the variety of the characters and their play styles and the light RPG elements. The music is fan-fucking-tastic. I can listen to that opening stage music forever without getting bored of it. And so, like, it's a great game. I don't know why that people rated it an 80. I think it could have gone a little higher, but I'm not mad at the score that it had. I'm not mad at getting an extra 10 points. Next up, Trails in the Sky, Trails Beyond the Horizon. I mean, what do you want, man? An 83 is about right. That's about where I thought it would land. I played this game also, beat it earlier in the year, beat it around like March or something like that, I think. Mm-hmm. And 83, I mean, like, as a fanboy of Kiseki, I would give it an 85, but I mean, like, that's not too far off from an 83. So it's nothing to bitch about. It's a weird experience playing the later Trails games because, like, they're all flawed in their own way, but they craft such an interesting universe that once you're in, you're just like, I don't care. Just give me another one. It feels like another season of a show that you're like, this show's really good, but not excellent. It's not a masterpiece. It's just really good. And you're just like, I'll take another season of this. And like the cliffhanger that you get at the end of Horizon has made Horizon 2 the game that I most want in the world right now. Like, there's not another game out there that I want more than this. So, I mean, like, even beyond the score, I'm like, yeah, you know what, whatever. Mixtape. Man, I got so much to say about this game. Uh-oh. First off, the game was only ever going to turn out exactly like this. It was only ever going to give me a super high score, or it's going to give me the most generic indie game ever. I appreciate it for being the former. I needed those 17 points. This game also taught me that Devin was correct. And every game has to start some fucking discourse now. I'm sick of this shit. This was a fun little indie game with some references to the 80s and the 90s, and somehow it had to become a thing. Everybody had to get their 2 cents in because the score was too high. Shut the fuck up. Just play the games that you like. Jesus Christ. And like, incidentally, that's why this is an 87 and not a 92. And I'm not going to be tricked. Any reviewer that reviewed this after the first weekend, motherfucker, I'm not buying it. Your score is what it is because you were influenced by the conversation. It was all rave reviews everywhere, and then people started bitching, and suddenly we started getting 7s and 6s and 4s. Man, I know what that is. This is why reviews, like, I'm to the point now, because everything got to start some kind of discourse. I'm to the point now that reviews should only come out before the average crowd, like the rest of the crowd, has played the game, because afterward, once it comes out, you're going to be influenced by what you see online, because in the back of your head, you're going to be like, is this game really that good? That's what the discourse is going to make you think while you're playing it, instead of you just playing the game without thinking about it and giving your full unbiased review. So hey, I'm not fooled by anybody. If you thought the game was shit before the discourse, fair play. I mean, I understand. But if you thought it was also the greatest shit ever, that would have been better. I mean, that's also valid. My bad. But as always, Twitter just ruins everything. This should have been my 92, my 90 game. I may not get a 90 game now, so I don't know. Witchbrook still looks good, but I don't think we saw any sign of Witchbrook this week.
Not that I know
don't think
of.
so either.
I don't think so.
I don't know what's going on with Witchbrook, bro. It's been forever.
I know what's going on for me. It's gonna get the fuck off my list. I can tell you that right now. I am dropping Witchbrook. I'm letting you know. The bids are in 6 hours, which is around 7 o'clock tonight. 6 hours and 21 minutes. I'm dropping the fuck out of mixtape. I mean,
Can't blame you.
I can't take the risk. As the weeks go by, it's only gonna get more and more crowded, because like we already know what's coming out in June. July, like they're not gonna go for a surprise July release date. And once you get past July, you really get into the we're afraid of GTA apocalypse. August, September, and October, they're all stacked with games because they're all trying to die. And it's like, are you going to release it during that? Are you going to push it back? Because like that allure of pushing it into February, because a lot of these devs probably haven't really looked into February yet to see what's there. And so a lot of them are probably going to be like, hey, man, we wait till February. Now, Witchbrook might be a January game. Some indie games do take the time to be like, oh, well, we come out in January. So we'll see. But I know that it's probably not coming out, so it's getting the fuck off my list. Crimson Desert is the fucking funniest game ever. Because I said at the time it could only be game of the year or a crashing mess and nothing in between. And it turns out I was right, because it's both. This game launched in a state that left even reviewers like befuddled. They was like, hey, man, we don't know what the fuck to make of this game. And so that's why the scores are all over the place. That's why some scores giving it an 8 and a 9, some scores giving it a 6 and a 5. It's like, man, we don't know. And Pearl Abyss was like, well, you're gonna know even less, because we just go keep fixing some of the problems that you complained about. And so even the players are like, why'd y'all give this game such a low score? And it's like, well, the game that you played is not the game that I played. Hey. Like, there are so many problems and issues, and it's like so many of the things that even that people were complaining about at launch, just like, yeah, that stuff's gone. Like a week after the game came out, it's like, yeah, man, that stuff's already gone.
That's like what we talked about with early access, where, hey, you reviewed the game as it was when it came out, and then they just kept making it better. And now the person who played the game 3 months into release is like, this is way better than the score you gave it. Like, what the hell were you thinking? And it's like, I played it when it was like this, not like what it is now.
Yeah.
Like that, the way that it was like that stupid helmet that you had to put on, and like it was a whole process, and just to see like any past memories and stuff like that. And like a week after that game came out, they completely simplified that process, made it entirely easy. It was like, okay, now it's intuitive. It's like, man, you could have just done that, but whatever. So we at where we at with that one. Zero Company. That game, I saw that one of the first headlines I saw for a preview of Zero Company, and this was months before. This was like in March, I think. Someone was like, man, this game has Game of the Year vibes, and it's looking amazing. And indeed, as soon as I saw footage, I was like, yep, this looks amazing. It feels like it's going to be like Midnight Suns. Yeah, Midnight Suns. It's going to be like Marvel Midnight Suns. Another strategy RPG that's far better than you would have thought it was going to be. And I think that, unlike that one, though, I think this is going to review well and get good sales, because I think there's still. This
is the game. Oh, my bad for cutting you off.
No, you good.
This This is the game. If you're an XCOM fan, you ain't got no excuse. This is the game you want to play.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. It's my dad. I always say my dad's favorite catchphrase. I don't want to hear it. I want XCOM. This is about the closest XCOM you can get right now.
That's it. It's also missing the card battle system that Midnight Suns had. It's just straightforward strategy RPG. Characters can be killed. It's not, if they go down in battle, they're not insta-killed, but there's certain conditions you can meet where they can be killed. There's a permadeath mode. Like, this is basically XCOM. And I think a mix of like Star Wars fans and RPG fans and XCOM fans are going to come together to put this game over the top. It's going to be a bigger game. I think it comes out in August. The perfect time for it to come out, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tail end of August, right? But they get in right before everything gets stupid. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Man.
That comes out soon.
It does come out soon, but am I going to keep it, though? Yeah. Am I keeping it? And the answer is, I don't know. Because I'm looking at Ubisoft and the fact that they can't do shit right now. Like, I don't care what it is. They can't seem to stop fucking up. I don't know if y'all saw like the news about like how Ghost Recon is like in trouble now and they don't know what to do with it. And Far Cry, it's in development hell. And it's like, bro.
How is Far Cry development hell? You just go into a jungle and shoot things. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Go to some exotic area, introduce a charismatic, well-written villain, and shoot some shit. Far Cry is one of the simplest games to do, but they keep trying to come up with all this creative shit and add nonsense, and it's like, no, like, just put out Far Cry. Like, Far Cry sells for you. Even though people complain, it sells. And the ratings, it tends to hit like a mid-80s type of range. Like, that's good enough. So, like, just put the fucking... Never mind. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Yeah, I'm confused now. Like this bullshit, like I don't know, like it could be good. I know Black Flag was the last game that that Ubisoft put out before people started going Ubislop. Like Black Flag was the last one everybody was like, oh, this is actually pretty solid. Came out at the right time. It was like a cross-gen game. It gave everybody a reason to test out the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One at the time. So it reviewed well. It was well received by the fans. I don't know if they're going to be able to recapture that same magic. At first I was like, maybe, but like I've been kind of doubting it lately. So I mean, don't be surprised if tomorrow you look and that motherfucker not there. I'm seriously on the fence. The Adventures of Elliot, Millennium Tales. I'm not on the fence about that one. That just looks good. It's not my type of game, but it looks like the type of game that will review well. It looks like a great Zelda-like type game. Studio Asano does not disappoint. It's rare that they give you less than like an 83. A lot of times they hit 85, 88, somewhere in that range. So, I mean, like I desperately need points at this point. I need something to put on the board. So I'm looking forward to Adventures of Elliot coming out. I think that's soon. That's basically
that's
next week.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see soon. And then of course I've got multiple empty slots. At this stage of things, there's a lot of games that have been announced, that have been confirmed, and so you looking around. I'm gonna go look around tonight, see, and then like Gamescom will give me my last chance to see. Okay, am I gonna put some of these on here or no? We'll see. There's still a lot of there's still a lot of year left. Obviously, this is like a mid-year check-in. There are a lot of games that could come out. I don't think that we've seen our game of the year yet. We've certainly seen a lot of candidates, but I don't think we've seen our game of the year yet. So, let's just find out. But yeah, that's where we stand now. I'm fairly confident that I cannot win. But I'm not confident I can't get like a second or third place. I mean, hell, I'm already in third. I'm not confident that I am confident that I can get like a second or third place and break 100, which is at this point the goal. It's like, man, can I get out of 100? Let's see.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine getting out of 100.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I looked at Terance's list. I'm like, man, Terance got some monstrous shit.
Every
this year,
Terance sneaks away and grabs some of the biggest games, some of the best received games of the year.
Yet I don't win.
I wasn't gonna say that part because it just seems insulting, and I'm not, because I'm the one that's winning. But like every year, somehow you just sneak in and just grab, and I'm like, damn, he got that too. Shit.
I mean, to be fair, last year it was like by like what 0.5 or something like
0.5, some bullshit. Like he basically had
percentage.
Yeah, it was some open critic fuckery that led to me winning that one. Like
I've come in second place for like the past 3 years.
Wow.
I think that's right.
But yeah, if you go to
2023. Well, that one, I mean, that's just.
That was a weird year.
I don't feel bad on that one. I just I blew everybody away, so it is what it is now.
Yeah.
That one, that's when I got a little nervous. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't know what's going on here. So
that's when my year completely just unraveled itself because I had started off super hot.
You did,
and then it just died at the end of
that was also the year where I let y'all draft shit for free. And so Rajhkeem blew his budget in like the first fucking week after the draft, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta patch this."
And yet I still didn't win, so it didn't even matter.
It was close. I think you had something fucked you over. I think you might have.
It was the end of the year because I had drafted like some games. I was like, I had ran out of games. I was like, oh shit! I just drafted some shit that shouldn't drafted. They got
Spirit of the Samurai.
Spirit of the Samurai gave me negative points.
You did counter pick too.
I think to this day that is the lowest review game we've ever had on this list.
Easy work, yeah.
I was like, yo, I ain't never seen negative points from a pick. That's I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna have.
I wish you had said something, King. I would have told you that game.
I wish I had said something too.
Nah, that game
to myself.
I like the allure of it.
Star Wars Outlaws
also looking kind of janky.
Star Wars Outlaws, Marvel Rivals also hold me. I had a lot of 70s.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Star Wars, like all three of the games that you got like 70s in. Well, not Mirthwood, but like Marvel Rivals, that motherfucker is sold like it's 50 million people playing that. Sometimes the reviews just don't matter. Rise of the Ronin is a solid game, like mechanically solid. It just, I don't know, people wanted more out of it, but I still would prefer to go back to it. And Star Wars Outlaws, I mean, like that was back when Ubisoft used to know how to patch games, and so like they didn't basically patch the fuck out of it and fixed a lot of the problems. So
had a bad counterpick there too. I had a bad counterpick too because I thought it wasn't coming out that year. HD 2D remake.
You were convinced, and I was like, that was a bad choice. I knew it was a bad choice because they come out with a game every year.
I guess my problem is my games just don't come out. It's like, hey, what you pick, it ain't coming out. Because the reason why I didn't pick Replace Them was because it hadn't come out the first 2 times I drafted it. I'm like, I'm not doing it the third time.
Told you in that year, some of the I be telling you sometimes in there, I'm like, I don't know if that game.
I mean, 2 years in a row though. That's why I'm like, Terance can have it. I didn't pick it enough.
3 points, yeah, that one was tight.
Last year I did horrible, man.
Well, no, I mean, 122 is.
We all cracked 100, so at least that was the one that we gave the most effort.
Everybody was trying, yeah, for sure.
That's when I picked Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That was like one of the higher ones I got.
Honestly, the game that really screwed me over ended up being Metroid because I thought that was going to do way better.
Man, it did.
Everybody thought that was going to do
had
way
that
better.
had that done even at least high 80s, I would have won.
Hell,
yeah.
Nintendo probably thought it was going to do way better.
I don't know why they thought that. They shouldn't have thought that. But yeah, this is another year where Terance had so many like hits where it was like Split Fiction, Mario Kart World, Death Stranding, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then Metro Prime, like you said, should have been the hit that put you over the top. So,
counter picking Kingdom Come didn't help either. So hey.
Yeah, actually, if you didn't counter pick that, you would have won by a landslide. Ghost of Yote, Snake Eater, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Zero, Shadows, HD2 the remake, Borderlands 4,
Kingdoms of the Dump didn't
Monster
even
Train.
get reviews.
Yeah, that was what fucked me. Kingdoms of the Dump didn't get a review at all, so I got no points for that.
I was like, did it not come out? It's like, no, it came out.
And then I picked Mecha Break, and that bitch had 1 point.
You remember, King? I told you, I said. You remember I said, King, had you seen your Fantasy Critic? He's like, what you mean? I said, you see what Mecha Break got you? I said, brother,
I hadn't seen it.
Good.
They said,
Make Brett gave me 1 point.
they said, take this 1 point, get the fuck out.
I will
Make a
say
break broke.
that is the only thing about picking multiplayer games is they might not
Man.
critically be received well, but they might do well player base wise, and of course they can be updated over time. But
Man, I'm
that's
be
definitely the
honest,
gamble you
initial
take.
I'll be honest with y'all. I was excited to play Make a Break. It was one of the games I was looking forward to. I saw that score. I said, man, fuck that game. I ain't never played it. I ain't never touched it.
I played. It was
I didn't
fun.
give a damn. I don't give a damn. 1 point. Fuck that game.
I mean, hey, I think that game had a lot of monetization issues. Was one of the biggest problems.
He got a lot of issues. Point issues is the problem. It's stingy. That's the problem with the game. It was too stingy. 1 point. God, no.
You act like the developers gave you that 1 point. That was the reviewers that said
They
that
might as
shit.
well have. Shoot. We had.
I mean, Devin went too far off.
Dang, Little Nightmares. Oh, my bad. Little Nightmares 3 was okay. Reanimal was much higher than that. I thought Reanimal was like mid 71. All right.
Hey, bro. They also gave you that 1 point. Say, get the fuck on now. Stop bothering us.
That's crazy.
My list is well like
That's a solid list too.
If it's like Little Nightmares 3, I'm like, this got to be an 80. Eternal Strands, I'll accept that as a 74. That's a midway game, mid run of the mill game. It's a solid game, but it wasn't like crazy. Chronos: A New Dawn, I was expecting to get an 80. Unbeatable, I was expecting Unbeatable to get like mid 80s.
Unbeatable
was like
cool.
Though both of those games I definitely thought would get higher than what they got.
All right.
And yet again, Night Rain is another game that people have played the dog shit out of.
Oh yeah,
for it to get an 80. So I think Terance is right. Like when you draft multiplayer games, you are running the risk of. I mean, like you running the risk of getting a game that winds up being good or winds up being beloved by the fans, and in the reviews are just kind of like whatever. So
yeah.
Okay, that's it for this week. We hope you enjoyed our mid-year check-in on Fantasy Critic. We will be back next week with our thoughts on the summer anime season 2026. Until then, I need you to do me a few favors. If you like this episode, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe. And do me a personal favor. Have an excellent week. Peace.